Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. I'm your host, DJ Qualls. I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Kelly Blackheart. Hey, Kelly.
Hello.
We were just talking about ordering food, groceries from Instacart.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it a couple of times, but so my Instacart experience was during the pandemic when everything was off the shelves. So I really wanted to make a pot of chili. So I ordered all the ingredients from Ralph's for an Instacart guy to go pick up. And it said, I made the fatal mistake of allow substitutions.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of crackers, I got biscuits.
It was a male shopper, wasn't it?
Yeah. My stewed tomatoes were Italian stewed tomatoes. Yep. It was like, and I spent $120 and there was not a single meal in the whole thing.
Yeah. So I love Instacart. I've been using it for like 5 years because grocery shopping is just the bane of my existence. But and this is not to be a man bashing thing. Men are generally not good grocery shoppers. So anytime I have a woman pop up, it's like, Laura's your shopper. I'm like, fuck yes. I know that even if something is out, she's going to at least attempt. She's going to message me in the chat and see if I want any substitutions. If I have a man shopper, like the amount of times that I've ordered apples or something like that and they're like refunded apples. And I'm like, hey, I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be this kind. Are there any? He's like, all out of apples. And I'm like, they're all out of
the
apples?
The entire store is out of apples?
At the grocery store?
They don't make apples anymore.
Yeah. And it's like, it's crazy. One time they brought me a fucking like 10, I should bring them in, like a 10 pack of off-brand Barbies. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense for anything I ordered.
Instead of apples?
No, I can't remember what the replacement was. I have gotten the wildest fucking replacements where it's like an onion and they're like, no onions. And it's just a bag of sour cream and onion chips. And I'm like, I appreciate that you found something else with the word onion in it, but that's not what we're doing here. And there are plenty of times where somebody goes, they're out of this thing and they message you in the chat, like, do you want something else? And I can work with them to figure out a replacement. But so often it feels like people are just going in there trying to get the thing done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, of course,
so
like anything. They want to make the most money they possibly can.
They don't message you and they don't flag the replacements or the refunds until right before they're checking out. So you don't even have an opportunity to go in there and be like, okay, well, could you get this? I
don't think you're man bashing. I'm not good at grocery shopping.
Yeah.
I'm fucking terrible at it. And I hate it.
It's just, do what you're good at.
Masturbate.
Play video games on Twitch, okay? Don't grocery shop.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, so there are definitely times where I'm like, well, that was a waste of time and money. But they're also pretty good about like refunding you if your order is like super fucked up or whatever. You can do that.
Okay, so I'm going to try to order my next grocery run on Instacart, and I'll fill everybody in.
Yeah,
on how
I'll have
that
an
goes.
update.
I know that everybody's on the edge of their seat to know about that. But
yeah, a lot of people talk about it as if, I mean, because
it feels lazy to me.
It is, for sure, but I also know that time is money, and I also really like grocery shopping is the bane of my existence. And people talk about it being way more expensive than grocery shopping because you're paying for a tip. I have I pay $9.99 a month for free delivery, and I tip, and then I only shop at the stores that say like in-store prices, and maybe they're still at a premium. I know Instacart has to make its money somehow, but I do find that I save money when I'm doing it because you're not walking up and down the aisles going, oh, I hadn't thought about that in 3 years. I'm going to just throw that in my cart. It's like you have a list and you go and
now when you order
shit.
Instacart, do they up the price on every item? Because that's what happens when you order Uber Eats, right?
Yeah, so
it's like a Taco Bell. A taco usually is $2, but it'll be $2.50. Like a Mexican pizza $7.99.
I'm guessing that all of the prices are probably padded a little bit, but they have when you're looking at which stores to go to or whatever. like for instance, if you go to Walmart, it'll be like in-store prices, and then you've got Whole Foods. It's like maybe higher than in-store prices.
It tells you.
So it'll tell you that. But I only use it for Walmart and Costco because those two places are places that I would never fucking want. They're the fifth circle of hell.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I'm not walking into a Costco. I'm not walking into a Walmart. And you actually don't have to have a Costco membership to.
Oh, you don't?
I haven't ever put in a Costco
that's
membership.
interesting.
Member.
Okay, well, that's a good tip for the audience. If you try Instacart and order from Costco and they ask you for a membership, let us know.
Yeah, I don't know if they've changed
and
it.
And then remind me that we talked about this.
You're like, why are you telling me this? Somebody walks up to you at a con.
Exactly.
Like, by the way, you actually do have to use a Costco membership card on Instacart. You're like,
thanks.
Okay.
So
that's fucking random.
The fuck is wrong with you? How was your weekend?
What day is today?
Wednesday.
Oh, well, there was a weekend. So where was I? I was somewhere, and now I'm here. Was I here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been here for like 8 days.
Yeah.
Or 6 days. I don't remember what the weekend was like, but we went to trivia on Wednesday.
On last Wednesday, and then on Sunday.
And then on Sunday.
Stan came with us.
And then you stayed up all night watching music videos.
Yeah.
And I slept. I did mostly administrative stuff because the movie that I'm doing in New Mexico has called me a week early, which really fucked up my whole plan. You know how sometimes you'll be like 10 minutes early, like, can I come and get you? I'm like, Kelly Blackheart, I am not that person. I have timed this down to the second.
Yeah. And actually, that's a good spot to bring up. Just as a warning for everybody, we're going to be taking the week of Christmas and New Year's off because DJ is leaving a little bit earlier than we originally anticipated. But I think that's probably fine because even if you aren't celebrating Christmas or New Year's, the holidays in general seem to be pretty crazy for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, we'll try to interact with you guys.
We're gonna do our live on December
Patreon.
30th.
Yeah.
So we still will have the live on Patreon. And if you want to join that, go to loadedpod.com. If you want to just try it out for the first time, we'll send you a free invite to the next one. Otherwise, if you are a Patreon subscriber in those tiers, you will, of course, get the invite.
And we'll all
we
be
just
in
had our last one last night.
Places for that one. That'll be the first time we've ever done that because I'll be in Vancouver.
You'll be in Vancouver. I'll be in my living room.
Up with
Isaac
Ty.
will be at the beach.
Oh, you'll be at the beach?
He's always at the beach during the lives now.
Oh, yeah. I'm on the islands.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just disappears out into the water.
Right. Sorry, I forgot about that. I bought my wedding rings yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were fucking expensive.
Do you have pictures?
Way more expensive. I do have pictures. Well, I don't want to show people, though. I'll show you, though.
I can see it later. I was just going to put it on the screen for everybody.
No. That's behind a paywall. It'll be
Show them the cock rings, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are beautiful.
No. I feel like people shouldn't see them before Ty sees them.
Yeah. Somebody goes up to him at a con, like, I love your rings. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, but also you need a membership for Costco to shop on Instacart. He's like, that makes sense.
That makes sense. How'd you see my wedding ring? So, and first of all, if you're making that decision unilaterally, it's really stressful because you're making a decision for something that somebody's going to wear every day for the rest of their lives, right? Potentially. And so I did a lot of research. I did my own research, and
you picked out my red cape and my white bonnet, though, that I'm going to wear every day for the rest of my life, which I thought you did a really good job.
Did I really?
It's a handmaid's tale joke.
I've never seen that, but it does sound like something I would do. Here, put this on. No, so I went to pick them up, and so I was like, I'm gonna spend $2,000 on these, and $2,000 is the absolute maximum these should cost, and of course it was 20% more than $2,000. I think it's probably because it's Los Angeles, but there's not a lot of gold content in these rings. Their wedding rings are really light. So I think the gold content total for both the rings is $750. And I'm paying $2,200 for these things. And then I called back today because the receipt was wrong. And the lady, it was another lady, because he wants white gold and I'm having yellow gold. And she was like, oh, well, that may be an upcharge, because I was like, no, the receipt is wrong. I talked at length about how these rings should be set up. And then she's like, well, I just have to check with the people. I'm like, they haven't been made yet. I ordered them less than 24 hours ago. And then I said this, if they cost $1 more.
He goes, I'm not paying a dime more than what we agreed upon. It would be like that would be your luck though. The one situation that somebody actually starts working on something right away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry, sir, we actually
They're already
already
made.
started making
Yeah, they're
these.
done already.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, you're way too efficient. I had so Colleen came over this weekend, and we're both big fans of Hallmark Christmas movies. So we were playing Hallmark Christmas movie drinking games, and I made bingo cards and all of that stuff. But Colleen accidentally found out 2 cool bits of information that I was like, you just made my night. So are you aware of the past couple of years I've been pranking my nephews with sour cream gifts for Christmas?
Yes.
Okay, so I've made these videos, like, they don't like sour cream, and I'm like, you're fools.
I didn't like it till I was an adult, though.
Yeah, but they also, just like anything my brother won't eat, they're like, ew, sour cream, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it would make your tacos better. But so 2 years ago, I started doing this where it's like the first year, I think I put just like a big tub of sour cream in one of the boxes, and it was a big box, so they thought it was going to be this amazing gift. And they're both like ripping it open together, and they open it and go, sour cream. And then the last year I did this like scavenger hunt, and I had like posted on TikTok, like, I'm looking for individual packs of Daisy sour cream to do this prank. And so I put I got a package of Sharpies, and I took all the markers out, and I put the sour cream things into the marker thing. And so I sent them on the scavenger hunt for this.
Like the long ones? Like the long, thin ones?
So Colleen was like, what are you going to do for the sour cream gift this year? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, it's pretty niche fucking market. So she Googles sour cream gifts. And you get your like Daisy website, and you get Etsy and Redbubble and all that stuff. And then when you get to short videos, I'm in the 4 videos of short videos for sour cream gifts.
You're the only
and I'm
person
like,
doing this
I'm
in
sour
all of
cream
America.
gift famous. So that was very funny. I sent that to my brother and sister-in-law. And then the second thing, she had stumbled upon, while she was like looking online, she had stumbled upon a Law Brothers commercial. And I was like, oh, that's one of the ones that I helped write. So 2 years ago, my brother Scott hired me and Forrest, who was the other co-host of Jim's podcast, to help him write a couple of commercials for the Law Brothers, who are personal injury attorneys in LA. And we're all comedy writers, right? So it's like, it was trying to find the balance of a typical personal injury attorney commercial, which generally are either really straightforward, where it's just like, we got our people $400,000, or something like, I'm Madman Hammer Socks, and I'm going to smash the competition, like that kind of stuff. And so we were really trying to find something that, like, some of our first ideas that we came up with, they're like, yeah, we can't do that. We can't defame the other. We can't defame the competition. We're like, but it'd be really funny. So we come up with these concepts where
like Larry H. Parker is a crook type of shit.
Yeah. So we come up with these concepts where it's essentially, the messaging is that the Law Brother, like, somebody will answer your call whenever it happens. And so the first one we did was a wedding. So somebody's getting married, and then there's a phone call that happens, and it's like, no, now's a good time, blah, blah, blah. The one that I primarily wrote was one of their wives. So it's Sean and Shervin. One of their wives was in labor, and he's on the phone. So he's like, we're going to have to push through this. Don't worry, I'm going to do all the work, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like revealed that he's on a Bluetooth headphone, blah, 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 whatever. And then the third one was a bank robbery. And so
Were these produced?
Yeah. So like they've
Hold on, let me put my glasses.
they've
for this.
been on TV, I guess. But here we can. Yeah.
Is that Emma Roberts?
No.
It looks like her.
Sorry, 1 second. How are you feeling, honey?
Are you on with a client?
We missed the beginning, but
Don't forget to tell them
Whatever.
if they don't win.
I can't rewind it on Instagram.
that's fine. People can
The
look
Law
it up if they
Brothers
want
are
to.
always there for their client.
If they want to watch them, it's delivery.
Are they
it's
real brothers?
bank robbery, yeah, and wedding.
Is that his real wife?
No, that's an actress. But
disappointing.
so anyway, the only one that I had ever caught a glimpse of on TV, because I don't really watch anything with commercials at this point, was I was at my nail salon and a commercial came up. I'm like, oh my God, I helped write that. But I didn't see the other ones, and I'm like, oh, maybe they never went to air or whatever, because I had heard only like mutterings that they had gotten some emails being like, I can't believe that you would answer your phone during a wedding, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, oh, maybe they realized people were pissed about these commercials and never wanted to.
People got mad?
You're always going to get people who complain about stuff.
Can you believe in this made-up commercial you answered your phone during a wedding? You disrespectful shit.
So anyway,
I'm going to
my
Larry H. Parker.
last assumption was that the commercials flopped or whatever. So
He's cute.
I go to look them up on YouTube. The wedding commercial has 6.2 million views. The delivery has 1.1 million views. Bank robbery has 275,000 views. So these were like a smashing success in terms of.
You got nothing.
No, I got paid.
Did you get paid any residuals?
I don't think they. I don't know
this
that they
probably
do
don't pay
residuals on
right?
this stuff. But like, for instance, SNL did an injury attorney sketch 7 years ago that has 7 million views, and in 10 months. Our commercial has almost 7 million views. And so I'm like, that's very fucking cool.
You're
that
viral.
They did. And Scott didn't even know. I texted him. I'm like, did you fucking know that these commercials like popped off? So I looked at their Instagram too. And the comments are all like, I'm here because your commercials are fucking awesome. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Because I truly thought that they had not done well.
Can we play Wedding? I want to see what Wedding is, to see what everybody's so upset about.
Yeah, let me cue it up.
Also, these guys are kind of cute.
They're awesome. I love the Law Brothers. They're really cool. They're like dope people.
They look pretty short on foreplay.
Well, they don't have time for foreplay because they are
Exactly.
getting you your money.
Ready?
Yeah.
On this magical day, I vow that you will always be the most important.
Law Brothers.
The most
No,
important.
it's a good time. Absolutely. We'll make sure you get the best care and pay nothing up front.
Sharvin, make sure to tell them they don't pay unless they win.
The Law Brothers are.
That's cute. That's
yeah.
really cute.
Kiss the bride.
Law Brothers.
Yeah, it's it's like
And they're really good at that.
Yeah.
They're good pitchmen.
yeah. So it's like it's one of those things where it's a little corny, but it has to be that it's the environment that it has to be in, and it's memorable. Like I don't want to watch any injury attorney commercials because they're all so boring, but these ones you'll remember them, and people obviously have been liking them. So it was very cool to find out that they had gained traction like that.
That's really, really cool. I'm from a tradition of this. The law firm that I worked at in Nashville, the guy, Bart Durham, was known for his commercials. But they were like, he would do a Spanish telenovela one.
Yeah.
He would do, so it wasn't just, he did have you been injured in an accident? Call 1-800-BART Durham. Is that right? BARTDURHAM. Anyway, I think something like that. But the best ones, like he had like one that was serialized. Tune in to the next commercial to find out
that's
what
awesome.
happens.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff. I'm a big believer in personal injury attorneys because you have to screw insurance back because they're screwing us. Our premiums are so ridiculous. Get what you can when you can.
I know.
Steal your peanut butter.
Honestly, I wish that I had known them the last time I had an accident, because I think I probably could have gotten some money out of that motorcycle fucking hitting me that hard.
A motorcycle hit you, right?
Yeah, real hard.
Did the guy die?
Probably.
He did not die.
No, he didn't. He didn't not die. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I was just so happy that my brother was down the street and I could call him to come help me with it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. He's lying on the ground with the motorcycle. There's a lot of people here. Yeah. So that was so Colleen got me 2 nuggets of information that I was like, very, very good work. This is the best night of my life.
I've heard so much about Colleen over the years. I've only recently met her. I was starting to think that she wasn't real. Like a girl.
She lives in Canada.
Yeah, like a guy who has a girlfriend in Canada. But she is indeed real.
Yep.
I got to meet her, and when we went down for our Sunday Fun Day in Long Beach, and then I had the day from hell afterward as I was driving my brand new car back.
But you loved her.
I loved
her. And Colleen she's down for the party, like she's a
Who's your friend who fell down at the party?
That's Hannah. Hannah gets jelly legs,
She is a good time.
She's a great time, yeah.
She kept trying to get us to go to her house. Was that the one who was trying to get us to go to her house?
Yeah, to meet her guinea pigs.
Yeah, she was pre-lit when we arrived, as you do. It's Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah.
No judgment at all.
When we all lived together, like in that little apartment complex, Hannah was always like the entertainment because she would get so drunk and just be so unpredictable, but she would constantly be like falling in bushes or something. And there's like we had this like little front patio with a table or whatever, and then there's a wall, and then there's bushes behind it, and then you park your cars right there. And one time we're sitting there and we were like doing interpretive dances to Boys to Men and stuff like that, and she just starts running towards the wall, jumps over it, and lands in the bushes. And I go, what the fuck was that? Like, it wasn't like anybody was there that was going to catch her. That was in her brain. She went, this will be fun. Let me do that. And she wakes up the next day just covered in bruises. She's like, what happened? I'm like, I have a video of you jumping over the wall.
Yeah, like 20 minutes into our sit down at Shannon's Bayfront.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bayshore, which is a great dive bar. She turned to me and she's like, do you like guinea pigs? And I'm like,
do you want to go to my house?
Yeah. She's like, you want to go to my house? And I'm like, and look at the guinea pigs. And I'm like, that's more like a second date thing, Kelly. Kelly.
Help. Yeah, no, she's a good time.
Were those your roommates during True Life?
No, well, Colleen was my roommate during True Life. She wasn't in it though, because she's a teacher, so it's hard for her to be my friend sometimes because all of the shenanigans I get us into, especially if they're any bit public, could really affect her job. So in True Life, she watched from the stairs as everything was going on. She wasn't on it or anything like that. But yeah, so Colleen's originally from Chicago too. She and I played volleyball together at Northridge, and she was like the first person who was nice to me on our team. She texted me. It was like preseason, so we had practice twice a day or whatever, and I just get a text from her that says dash Colleen, and I was like, thanks, Colleen. And she's like, okay, but what do you want? And I was like, you texted me. Like, what do you mean? Apparently she had texted me, hey, we're going to go over to the pool. Like, I'm going to pick up sandwiches for people. Like, what do you want in your sandwich? And the only one I got was dash Colleen. And I was like, thanks. And she's like, what do you want? And I was like, this bitch is fucking crazy. So we started off on a miscommunication, but no, we've been best friends like immediately.
It's great to have friends that long. I was just up in Chicago and got to reconnect with my friend Jason, and it's just like, wow, you've known me way over half of my life. Yeah. That's so crazy.
Yeah. And she just goes along with the bit all the time, which is great because she's also my height. She's got long hair, volleyball player, big boobs. People think we're twins or sisters all the time. So many times people have been like, are you guys sisters? And we're like, no. And they're like, are you twins? And we're like, that's actually not possible. But then we've also told stories at bars where it's like, we are twins, born 9 months apart. I just needed more time to cook. And people be like, wait, what? That's crazy. I'm like, yeah, Google it. We were on Good Morning America. And like, so we just like,
people are so
anytime she got a lot of shoulder surgery, she'd be in a sling and people asked her what happened. We said we went to circus camp and she was swinging me around her head, and separated her shoulder. So we would just we just lie to people. Basically live, laugh, lie is me and Colleen's friendship.
And she's stable, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like
she's married.
She seems stable to me, which is
she owns a house.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Yeah. She's a special ed teacher.
Are you stable?
Anyway.
Do you think I'm stable?
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, I think I wouldn't say I'm stable I think I'm stable mentally.
I'm the opposite. I'm stable.
You're stable in life, not mentally. I'm stable
I'm
mentally,
mess.
not
Yeah.
in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're friends. We have to balance each other out somehow.
Yeah. Jack Sprat could eat no fat or whatever.
I don't know if that's the right.
I don't know, but it means that we between the both of us, we lick the platter clean. I like some things, you like some things. I like oral, you like anal, you know. You know how it is.
I like anal?
That's what I heard.
I said on our live last night that I will bite if anybody gets near my butt.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was a good thing, though.
Yeah, sure. Jack. Oh, wait. What's
reading?
Jack Sprat?
We reading?
Jack be nimble.
No, Jack be nimble. Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick.
Damn, that's Jack Sprat?
Yeah, Jack Sprat.
Hot.
That's him and his wife.
Oh, Jack Sprat could eat no fat. I've never heard that
before. His wife
before.
could eat no lean, but between the both of them, they lick the platter clean. It means like we're yin and yang.
Oh, I've literally never heard that at all.
Except it's
from 1639.
Is it sexist? Yeah, it's from 1639. Of course it is.
I wasn't born yet.
And then he killed her.
And that's why it's a nursery rhyme, because all of them are dark
They're
as
all
shit.
Scary, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, most of them either originate from racism or you're gonna kill your children.
Bob, Bob, black sheep, have you any wool? Get on the ground now.
Did you steal the wool? Whose wool is it? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's racist.
Is it racist?
Yeah.
Is Inka Binka bottle of ink, the cork fell off and you stink racist?
Okay, so it actually
I hope
seems
it's
like
not.
maybe we grew up in very far different places because I've never heard that either.
Inka Binka bottle of ink, the cork fell off and you stink.
Never heard that.
That doesn't seem racist to me. Inka Binka bottle of ink, the cork fell off and you stink.
Yeah, that sounds.
I feel fine.
That sounds legitimate to me.
I feel vindicated. We've already talked about. I mean, the South is its own country essentially, and we have a lot of things that the rest of the country don't have, and I don't want to go into it. Don't look at me. You're smiling. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get any letters.
I'm keeping things to myself.
I don't want
but
any
you can
letters.
tell by the twinkle in my eye that I
that you're
have things to
thinking.
say.
Exactly. What's that ice cream truck doing there? I love an ice cream truck. Oh no!
The ice cream truck jingle is super racist.
Oh,
Wait,
I don't like that ice cream truck.
Is it like the standard ice cream truck jingle?
Yeah, I can play it.
Yeah,
but
play it.
It doesn't have words on it.
Play it.
How is it racist if it doesn't have words?
Well, when you add the words,
oh,
like just the jingle going down the street, it's fine.
I didn't know that it had words.
This is like name that tune. Let's see if we can name it.
Yeah, this is a trivia segment. I've never knew that the ice cream truck jingle had any words.
I didn't either, but I just thought they sold crack now.
You can hope.
Okay, here
Many
we go.
people chasing after the ice cream truck after hearing its now famous jingle is a summer ritual. But would you believe that the song actually has some racist origins?
Actually, honestly, that actually does sound racist now that I think about it.
This is a 4-minute video. Do you want me to scrub through it? Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fucking hell.
We may edit this out.
Holy shit.
We could just not put the video in.
Wow. Okay, we just watched.
We do not endorse that.
We do not endorse that. I'm actually nervous now.
I don't even like ice cream anymore.
Oh my God! How did it get to that?
Yeah, but those songs didn't even sound the same though. It feels like they just wanted to throw that song in this video.
Maybe it's like actual racists made this video and hired that guy to do this, so they can play this song. That's what I do to you.
I know.
Like I go through great lengths so I could say things like, "Don't hate the player, don't hate the player, mate. Hate the game." Yeah. Like I'll send Kelly on a convoluted goose chase around the internet through text just so I could say, I can send her a sample that says, "Don't hate the player, mate. Hate the game."
Or send me like 5 voice notes in a row and bury them in there.
Yeah.
Because you, for some reason, always think that I'm not going to read your whole text or listen to your whole
Yeah.
voice
So
note.
that's what I do when I send rambling text to you. I'll be in the middle of it. I'll be like, "What time should we go to dinner tomorrow night?" And so my skincare routine continued with putting on whatever.
Yeah, I know better than to skip any of your words because then you bend my fingers.
We got our first sort of complaint email, but I will say this: hats off to the guy who sent it because it was well worded. We think you're wrong, but we disagree with what you had to say. But you respectfully disagreed with us on some points,
Yeah.
and that's the way to do that.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Here's the thing: we don't mind it. Chances are it will get read right now because people are not emailing us. But if we get a bunch of them, we'll learn to ignore them. Because we don't want to learn or get better.
I don't even think it needs to get read. It's somebody.
No. We're not reading it on the air.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you send it, we'll
Yeah,
likely
probably
see
right
it.
now we probably will see it.
Yeah.
But we can't guarantee that in the future. But Kelly read it to me when we were over at Attitude Cafe, which
Oh, God, we had the worst
margarita
margaritas of all
ever in the
time.
history of the world. The guy was not a bartender and said, "I'm not a bartender, but I'll
try my
I'll try my
best."
best." And we should have just ordered a shot of Fireball, but we didn't.
The first round that he gave us, it like literally those videos of children trying lemons for the first time.
It was awful. It was all lime juice and like a tiny bit of simple and like a tiny bit
and
of
so we had
phyllo.
him remake it with simple syrup, and it was still bad.
Then we just started adding water to it until it got Here's the thing. I think it dissolved my back molars. Like it was really acidic. But we will never have scurvy our whole lives.
Yeah. I'm shielded, I think, from any health ailments at this point.
Who knows? Those margaritas could be the cure for cancer. I mean, they are they're terrible.
They were really, really bad. Apparently, they're under new management now. And so I asked about the free champagne for check-ins. He said, not that I know of. And I was like, okay, well, then we'll never be back.
Attitude Cafe, you may lose us as customers.
You lost us for
well,
now.
you may.
You can
get
lure
us back by free champagne or a trail of pills that go from our door to your door.
But make sure there's a sign that says for DJ and Kelly, because I don't want to just eat random street pills.
I would. You know how I am.
Yeah. Stable in life, not mentally.
Exactly. Oh, look at these pills. So nice. I wonder what this one does.
Do we want to do any of these other emails that we got? The advice emails? These aren't complaint emails.
Let's get some nice emails.
Yeah, these are just advice ones.
They're advice. Do we have any that just praise us? I love what you guys are doing. Keep it up.
Oh, I did post on Instagram to see if anybody had anything to say to us. Oh, it actually didn't get posted until 5 minutes ago.
Read some advice.
Okay, let's see. This one says, I have a close friend who's been making some choices lately that I don't think are in their best interest. They've been hanging out with a group of people who don't seem like a good influence, and I'm starting to see them change in ways that worry me. I want to say something, but I don't know how to approach it without them getting defensive or feeling like I'm judging them. How do I support my friend when I don't agree with their choices, and how can I have that tough conversation without ruining our friendship?
Oh, wow. Send an email. And disagree in the email.
To us.
Send an email to us telling us how awesome we are. No, sorry, I missed the beginning of that because Kevin from Rhode Island sent me a text. Great to see you last night. Not sure how I feel about the format, but seeing you and Kelly was well worth it. Fuck you, Kevin. No, what? Read that to me one more time.
Basically a close friend who's been making choices that they don't think is in their best interest. And they've started hanging out with this new group of friends who maybe they feel like they're being led down a wrong path or whatever.
Ooh.
So I feel like sometimes you just have to let people come to those conclusions on their own.
I think you do. I think you don't want to interfere too much. I mean, if the person is doing things like putting heroin up their ass or whatever.
Eating pills off the street.
Yeah. Eating pills off the street. If they're going to die from these things, then maybe but like if they're, dressing weird or their attitude's changed a bit or they're cursing more or whatever. You have to let people experience their own lives.
Yeah, that I think.
And nobody exists in stasis. People change.
That is one of the things that I've gotten a lot better at is not needing to control the outcomes of other people's lives. Because even if you have their best interest at heart and you're like, I don't know why you're doing this. This isn't good for you. I would be so fucking annoyed if someone was trying to police everything I did, because it's part of life is experiencing life.
Yeah. Also, it's like when people are like, eating that food is not good for you. Well, fuck. You don't think I know this? I exist in this world.
Yeah. Ooh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, exactly.
People love to act like they're the first person to figure this out. I don't know. Yeah, it very much depends on if they're doing things that are like inherently dangerous in an immediate sense, or if they're just hanging around people who maybe aren't the best influence in terms of. Or
if these new friends are becoming their primary group of friends, and your friendship is dwindling because of it.
Yeah.
That's addressable.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're drifting apart.
Yeah.
Because of this. I mean, but I think any sort of critique on people's behavior, especially when it's new, when it's not detrimental, it crosses a line.
Yeah.
You have to let people be.
Yeah, I would say if your friendship is starting to like fade out because of that, you can say like, hey, I've noticed that, since you've been spending more time with these people, it doesn't feel like we're that close anymore. Is there something that we can do to kind of like come back together? And then if there's not, or if they're still not, holding up their end of the friendship or whatever, then you start to back away.
Yeah,
and maybe they come seek you out at some point. But I also think that life is a lot of times growing out of friendships.
Of course. I mean, friendships a lot of times exist in a season. And people do drift apart. The thing is, I think it's very important when you drift apart from a friendship is that you don't negate the whole relationship. Mm-hmm. That you, that was a time in our lives, and all those memories are valid, and they were good, and we were very close then, and now we're not.
Yeah.
because people tend to, when they drift apart, to get angry at the other person. I mean, no, they just out living their lives.
Yeah.
I've had a ton of friends who've left Los Angeles, and I've tried to maintain those friendships, but they're not the same because the immediacy is not there. I can't just randomly go and see them on a Tuesday, and now I have to get on a plane. And so naturally, you drift apart because you're not spatially as close. And it was really hard. When people left, the people who are leaving a situation, especially when they're moving, they're going on to something else. You are still where you both lived, doing the same things without the other person.
Right.
But they're going off to experience new things and have new people, and all their minds being filled up. Right. So that was hard for me when my first close friend moved from here. And then I got good at it because it kept happening. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is the way life works. And now I just got to go make new friends, or make sure that I don't put all my eggs in one basket of a friendship. And now I think it's jarring for people on the other side. They're like, God damn. I mean, no, I still love you. Or like, a major event will happen. Why didn't you tell me immediately? It was because you're not my everyday person anymore.
Yeah.
And that's not a pronouncement on you. It's just a fact.
No, and it's definitely a hard thing to deal with. But the more you want to hold on to something really tight, the harder it is to maintain any type of normalcy in that relationship anyway.
Yeah, if you white knuckle anything, nothing's going to work out well.
Yeah. That's how it kind of felt when I came out here to college. Like, I was with my first love and all of that stuff. And it was hard for him because I'm out here then.
Oh, so did he stay back there?
Yeah, he was still living in Chicago. And so it's like, I'm busy and I have all these new friendships and things going on, and I was playing volleyball, and I had a whole new life. And so like you're saying, it's like when somebody else leaves a situation, there's that hole for them, whereas like I was like, oh my God, it's too hard to even feel sad right now because there's so many other things going on.
He's driving around in his pickup in Dogpatch Lake with his arm, over the seat. Like his arm over the seat where you used to sit right next to him, not by the window, not by the door.
Yeah, he's the only person that I've ever like been affectionate, like actually affectionate with. He's still the best person I've ever dated.
Where's he now?
He's in Chicago still.
Does he?
He's married and has kids.
Do you think a large proportion of his clothing comes from LL Bean?
No, he was much more of an alternative, not like gothic whatever, but just kind of.
Because you've sent me pictures from when you go back home, it's like to the local dive bar, and I'm like, oh, it's like an LL Bean catalog. Everybody's wearing the same.
No.
Yes,
No.
everybody was wearing fleeces.
When did I send you pictures from a local? I don't even have a local dive bar.
You guys went and you were doing shots. You sent me, you and Mylene and Grant were at a local dive bar doing shots, and everybody in there was wearing a navy blue fleece, khaki pants.
It's cold.
And Timberlands or whatever they're called.
That is not at all true. I guarantee you the bar that we were at was fucking empty. No, because every time we go there, it's fucking empty.
You guys were doing, because you guys were doing picklebacks, and you and I had just done a bunch of picklebacks before you left, and you sent me photos of you guys all doing picklebacks.
Was it the bar in their basement?
No, it was out.
Just my cousins in the background.
It was outside in Dogpatch Lake, and you were with a bunch of people who were dressed like an LL Bean catalog. You admitted it another time when I brought this up to you, and now nobody you've ever met has shopped at LL Bean.
No, I mean, of course,
where we are.
Of course, there are, like, downtown Naperville is very preppy for sure. I just don't really.
Downtown Naperville is what I call Dogpatch Lake.
Yeah, but I think
Dina's from.
I think you also think about my aunt's house when you think about where I'm from, because my aunt lives on a lake, but I don't live on that lake.
Yeah, you live in Naperville. Well, your parents are from Naperville?
No, my parents are in Aurora.
Where's that in relation to Naperville?
It's next to it, but Naperville is like it's like the Pleasantville area. Like back in the day, it was voted the #1 safest place to raise your children. So a lot of rich people and a lot of, do you know who my dad is?
Ugh,
like that type where
yeah,
guys would get in bar fights wearing their polos and their khakis and their loafers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But usually, like, especially when I go back now, those aren't the types of places that I
My friend Danny is from that in Scottsdale, Arizona. Is it Scottsdale? If it's a Phoenix suburb, but there's a lot of golf courses. He's from that. Everybody got a BMW at 16.
Yeah.
Do you know who my father is? He's like one of the top stockbrokers in the state. That whole thing. It sounds like hell.
Yeah. Aurora is far more diverse. There's a large Hispanic population, like especially downtown Aurora, which is where Grant lives.
Is that Aurora right there? Or is that Dogpatch Lake?
This is AI. I'm trying to generate a picture of a group of people at Dogpatch Lake.
What's up with that girl's face?
That's it. That's just AI incest. They can't generate it.
Yikes.
I was just
What is
trying
she
to
doing
find.
there? She looks too young to be with
How are
those
you
guys.
doing this?
This is AI. It's on.
He just typed in a description.
Adobe Express.
Oh, what is Adobe Express?
Exactly. Go to sleep, honey. We'll wake you up when we need you.
Here's a quarter. Take your girlfriend to the movies. I don't know these things. I don't fuck around with AI. I'm not afraid of it, but
You don't have any use for it.
What do people do with it?
I mean, lots of things.
Like
generate these pictures of a conversation we're
what's
having
a practical application of AI, like in a normal daily life? What does it do for you?
For normal people?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it helps me. I use it to edit the podcast.
Oh.
That's it.
Do you use it?
Occasionally.
Does it schedule things for you?
Yeah,
it's like
you
an
can
assistant?
you can do. I think for people who work in like corporate settings, they can automate a lot of their tasks via AI, whether it's scheduling or
Will
if
AI
you're
read something for you and then tell you what it says? Like it'll read like a whole thing and just give you the high points?
Yeah, now I think we maybe talked about it before on here, but now there's a system where you can input like PDFs or textbook stuff or whatever, and it'll pop out like a 10-minute engaging podcast episode.
Oh, wow.
that explains
What
everything.
the fuck are we doing here? We can get home right now?
Yeah, we'll just put all of these advice emails into the AI thing.
I know it can replicate voices, right? Because the Andy Warhol documentary on Netflix, Andy Warhol reads his own diary, but it's an AI version of him, and the word stress and the inflection is definitely a little wooden, but it sounds like him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of marketing now is done via AI, which I think is a stupid move because people like. It's one thing to automate the processes, but when it comes to creative, it bums me out that people are using AI so much. Like, let's not write scripts with AI. Let's not.
I mean, you would think that we hired a marketing agency that couldn't do the work. What were they called? S99 Marketing.
Yeah. We said we weren't going to call you out, but you still haven't responded to the emails.
So we fired them after 3 months because they produced an ad for us, and one of the ads that they had, we found out earlier on they were bad at creative, right? So me and Kelly laid out 2 ads for them. Do this, pull this clip, do this, right? And they did it, but it was meh. And so but we're going to give you on the 3rd ad, we're going to just go nuts, wow us.
Yeah.
It opened with a shot of Zach Galifianakis, who's not on this podcast, inexplicably, and went downhill from there. Like, Zach Galifianakis actually made the most sense in that clip, and it got worse and worse and worse. S99 Marketing, and
at one point, like we were holding their hands so much with the creative, where I was like, all right, here are the links to every clip I want you to use, and here start from this timestamp and end from this timestamp, and instead, and I put just kind of the beginning words of the start of the timestamp, the end words at the end of the timestamp, so it would be like, and we were, and then it's like volcano erupted, and instead of doing the whole timestamp, they would just put, and we were volcano erupted.
Yeah,
and I'm like, how? In what universe did you think that that's what I was asking for?
And that you wouldn't question that. So we fired them. I fired them. I just had enough. And 3 months, not one ad produced that really was of any quality. They don't understand that they took a job that they don't know how to do.
Yeah.
And instead of being honest with that, they just kept charging it. So I've spent $2,500 of my money. They have not paid me back yet. I told
you demanded a refund, and
them an
they
email,
ghosted us.
And they ghosted us. So Brandon, I will say this is the beginning. I will say your last name next, and then we'll move on to email addresses.
I actually found out some more information. I'm not going to say it on here, but I'll tell.
Oh, what is it? Are they a fake company?
No, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So
okay, so Brandon from S99 Marketing, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
S99 Marketing. This is a warning shot. I'm giving you the opportunity to refund our money, or we're coming for you. I'm not joking.
We're gonna eat your ass, motherfucker.
We're not gonna eat your ass.
Whoa, I didn't sign up for any ass eating.
That's a 3rd date thing, and we're not gonna get a 3rd date. because you bait and switched us, you ghosted us, and now I'm pissed. Don't fuck with somebody's money. And also don't fuck with this podcast. We take this very seriously, although it doesn't sound like it. We take this podcast very seriously.
As seriously as we can.
A lot of time and energy go into making this podcast, and even though it doesn't sound like it again, it does. And when we hired you to do this, we believe fully in what we're doing. And you promised us something you couldn't deliver, and instead of owning up to it, you ghosted us.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to make it where every time we Google somebody Googles your company's name, that this pops up.
DJ Qualls eats Brandon's ass.
And it'll be behind a paywall on my OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'll tell you the information I found out on Patreon, because
Okay.
that way it won't get out too
Oh, yeah,
far.
we'll move this to Patreon. But Brandon, I'm coming for you. S99 Marketing, you better respond to us. This is ridiculous. We acted in good faith with you the whole time, and you did this.
But the good thing to come out of this is I found out that my friend Whitney owns her own marketing
yeah, we
agency,
love Whitney.
and we're going to be hiring her, and she's fucking awesome, and she understands what we want and all that stuff. So marketing coming. You guys can check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/loadedpod. Follow us on social media @loadedpod. I think we got a Blue Sky now too, which is the new,
I have a
the
Blue
new
Sky.
Twitter.
I'm on Blue Sky also. I signed up for it by myself. I got my own name @DJ Qualls and haven't posted one time yet, but I think I have like 150, 200 followers now.
You did respond to me saying you don't know me.
Oh, yeah.
We
I love
also,
doing
Ivy, one of our dear listeners, Patreon subscribers, she is managing a Discord for us. So anybody who is not on Patreon but wants to start to join the community and maybe get to know some of our patrons, you can check us out on Discord, which is, from what I gather, I don't know. You can Google it.
I don't know what it means either, but if you're feeling lonely, I think this could help you not be lonely anymore.
And then
there's a bunch of like-minded, cool motherfuckers on that.
Very, very fucking cool people. And you can email us for advice at probablyloadedpod@gmail.com. That was unqualified advice, by the way.
And also, if we give you advice, write us back and tell us
how it worked.
Tell us if it worked or it didn't work.
Or if your life is
or
ruined.
or that you disregarded it. And
To be
did what
fair,
you
we
wanted
cannot be
anyway.
held responsible for any of that. Oh, and also we're
not qualified to do anything.
We officially have a phone number. You can call us and leave us a voicemail. If writing is annoying to you, the number is 323-272-3908.
323-272-3908.
That is
Empire.
It's a
today.
landline. Don't text it.
Yeah, don't text
it.
We won't get your texts.
But yeah, just say, hey, I have something to say to you guys, and say it's for ours, because I think this is for multiple podcasts, isn't it?
Yeah, but no one's gonna call any other show. It'll be for you guys.
All right, y'all.
All right, we're gonna go talk
moving
shit
this
about
over
Brandon.
we're gonna talk shit about S99 marketing.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.